Hello everybody. Hey guys, I think I made a video about this topic previously, but now that I'm actually somebody that can truly relate to it, I really feel like this is the perfect time to talk about it from a real perspective. So the topic of this video is going to be about how to console somebody that pretty much lost a loved one that was really dear to them, or maybe lost, parents. So in my situation, I lost my mom, as y'all know, because I say it so much in almost every video. It's so obvious, but it's so sunny out here, so let me put my glasses on. But it's just like, that being said, when you lose somebody that you care about, I don't care who it is. If it's somebody that you've been like this with, you so used to them being around, you used to talking to them, you used to running to them when you had problems, you just used to having this person that you genuinely love, and then for some reason, something happens to them. They get murdered, they die of a critical illness. They might be old, because some people die of old age, but no matter how old somebody gets, I don't care. I still love that person that might have been old, to where a lot of people would probably say, well, Uncle Bernard was 95 years old. He lived his life. It doesn't matter. I was used to Uncle Bernard. I still love 95-year-old Uncle Bernard. Like, Uncle Bernard was still somebody that I cared about. So that being said, like I said, I feel like when somebody loses somebody real dear to them, and you have friends, a family member, or even a spouse that either don't care about how you feel, or they just really don't understand the magnitude of where you come from. Because let's just use me for instance. Like, I lost my mom. So it might take somebody else that has lost a father or lost a mother to understand how I feel. But if, let's just say I have a boyfriend and he still got both his parents, so I'm trying to get consolement from this person, but obviously he can't understand where I'm coming from or how I feel. So he might come off as being shallow, he might come off as being inconsistent, or even come off as just he don't care, when matter of fact, he just don't understand. Or he probably could not care, because so many people are so selfish. It's like, if it's not them going through what they're going through, they can really care less about what anybody else going through. And it's sad, because sometimes it can be a spouse, and you got the other spouse that really don't care what the other spouse going through, when y'all supposed to be sticking together. But that's how it is today. But for me, I'm gonna speak for me. What I need, like, a lot of times some people feel like when you lose somebody, and obviously you have to vent to people to talk about your feelings so that you can process it. But sometimes people that don't understand that you talk to, they always feel like they have to give you advice. They always feel like they have to just talk over you or have something to say. But just from my experience, I realize what I need is just a true ear. I need somebody just to console me. Everything gonna be okay. Like consolement. Like, I need comfort. I don't need no advice. I don't need you to try to just fix it, because you can't. What I realize, when you lose somebody that close to you and that you care about, there's no answer to your feelings. You just have to go through the time. And really the answer to it is time. The answer to when you lose a loved one is time. That's all. There is a process of grieving. And I don't remember exact process, but I remember some of it. And of course, the first one is denial. The second one is denial. Let me look it up, the process of grieving. So there's a process, and as a human being, you got to go through all of it. The process of grieving. I think it's 5 stages. No, it's 7 stages of grief. The first stage is shock, initial paralyzation at hearing the bad news. The second one is denial, trying to avoid the inevitable. The third one is anger. You frustrated, outpouring, bottled up emotions. You never bottle up your emotions. You have to talk about it. The fourth one is bargaining, seeking in vain for a way out. The fifth one is depression, final realization of the inevitable. The sixth one is testing, seeking realistic solutions. And then the last but not least is acceptance. Everybody goes through all seven of those stages at different time frames in different ways. So obviously the more you know about something, the better off you are at dealing with it. So now that you know that there is a solution to grieving, I realize you have to just be strong until you reach that last stage, which is acceptance that the person's gone and never coming back. It's sad that you have to accept it, but just realize we all have the same fate and we all have to go. So we'll meet again. So like I said, when it comes to dealing with somebody that lost somebody close, you can't fix it. The only thing you can do for somebody that is grieving is console them. Console them with, affection if they like affection, like hugs, just talking real soft to them, being nurturing, if you got to help them. Because sometimes some people go into a deep depression to where they don't want to wash up. They don't want to eat no more. Like they almost be so ready to give up on life. So if you're a true friend or family member or spouse that care about this person that is grieving, don't let them slip so far into a sinkhole to where they disappear. And sometimes some people grieve so bad that not too long after they lose the one they so love about, they proceed after them. And a lot of times, some reasons why some people do proceed after they lost a loved one is because they don't have no support. And man, I give myself so much credit, y'all, because y'all know a lot of things that I've gone through, went through, and continue to go through, I have no support. I got y'all now. Like I said, y'all are family from another, y'all brothers from another. So to be honest, y'all kind of been upholding me through every single situation I've been going through, with the outpouring of emails, outpouring of messages, texts, everything. That's why I love YouTube so much, because YouTube has been such a blessing for me, since I don't really have a lot of support. And to be honest, I really don't know how I maintain a stable mindset with just everything that I have to deal with by my fucking self. For these last 4 years, it's been really rough, because I've been dealing with all of these last 4 years by myself. And all the few people that has come into my life, they wasn't no help. They literally was no help, to where they was more of a hindrance than an asset. And it's sad. It's like some people know what you're dealing with that come into your life. And another thing too, when you lose somebody you care about, or you going through grieving, pay attention to your vulnerability. Because a lot of people that's dealing with grief, they can tend to become vulnerable. And when I say become vulnerable, you can become vulnerable to where you might give all your money away, especially if you got money from a life insurance policy, or you got money in general. A lot of times when you become vulnerable after losing a loved one, you're not thinking straight. So you might be overly nice, or you really probably just don't care. So a lot of people can sense that, and when they sense that, they all in your face, and they pretty much draining your bank account and draining your pockets, because they know that they can prey on you because you're vulnerable. So when you grieving, first of all, be careful who you have around you, because you got a lot of wolves that want to prey on poor little sheep, because people become vulnerable due to things that they go through. So, but if you already got a good support system, just lean on them, because you're gonna need it. So a lot of my support system has been the Lord above. I don't give up. I don't give up on my faith. I don't give up on God because life happens. Like, this is life. It is life to die. Death is life. It's sad, but until Jesus comes back and fix it, people are going to continue to die. Like, this is part of life. So why am I getting mad at something that's going to happen to every single body? But it hurts, though. It hurts. So you really have to open your mind up to knowledge, because the more you can understand certain things about life, when life hits you on the blind side, you won't be caught off guard, but so much to where you can recoup, you can recover to where you can get back up. Because sometimes people get knocked down to where they never get back up, and that's not good. So like I said, when it comes to dealing with somebody that's grieving, if you got somebody grieving and you confused on how to handle that person, just console them. Just listen to them. If they want to talk about the person that died, just listen. That's it. If they want to talk about how they lost their mother, or how they lost their father, or they lost a really good friend, or they lost a child, they lost a son, a daughter, a sister, brother, just listen. And listen, actually listen. You might, like, if you never lost who they lost, you might can't listen with sympathy, but you can listen with empathy. Those are two different things. Sympathy is when you've been through what they've been through, so you can truly relate and understand where they're coming from. Empathy is where you've never been through what they've been through, but you still show a form of compassion, so you still have some kind of sensitivity to that person. So show some empathy, compassion. And that helps. It really does help. It helps when you going through something and you generally got somebody that cares. When I tell you care, when you do want to talk until your heart is content, they not gonna say, oh wait a minute, I don't feel like hearing that. You always talking. Every time you turn around, like, really? So you supposed to be my man, or you supposed to be my sister, or you supposed to be my best friend. But when I'm going through something, I can't pull my heart out to you without you saying I'm always. Okay, I see what kind of support you are. You're not a real person to me. I need to get rid of you. So you know what? I truly feel like when you going through something, and especially something as deep as grieving, that's when it shows who's really by your side. When you go through something, that shows who your true friends are, who your true spouse is, and who your true family is. Because if they're not helping you to get through a tough time in your life, then what purpose do they serve in your life? You need to get rid of them. So alright guys, I love you guys. I thought I'd share this. I've been meaning to share it. There's a lot of videos that I do want to address and I'm going to talk about. I just have to get the energy and time to talk about it. So alright guys, you guys have a lovely day. And if you got friend, family, girlfriend, boyfriend going through something, don't overtalk them. Don't try to give them advice, because there's nothing you can say that's going to fix it. You can't. Only thing that's going to fix grief is time. That's it. The only thing that will ever fix grief is time. Time in a good support system, or time in the fact that somebody is strong-willed and have a strong mindset. That's it. That's the only thing that can fix a grieving person. That's it. Because there's nothing you can do to fix it. Because no matter what you say, that person's never coming back. There's no amount of words that can bring somebody out of their grave to come back from their death. Once you're dead, you're dead. Unless you died and then, you came back like a couple hours or a couple minutes after death. If that's happened before. But if that person's like dead and the funeral has been performed, they're not coming back. They're done. So alright guys, time is of the essence. I'm making better time of it, just trying to share my light with you guys. So let's love each other, not judge each other, because nobody's promised tomorrow. Some people might not even wake up right now or even tomorrow. So love your fellow human being. It ain't about color. It ain't about none of that stuff. Love your fellow brother, sister. Love your fellow human brother, human being. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I'm out. Deuces.